Most truckers don't know this, but you had the legal right to refuse certain loads, and your company can be fined up to $16,000 if they're forcing you into breaking the law. That's right, my truckers, you are not powerless out there on the road. Drop in the comments right now if you ever been pressured into taking an unsafe load that you knew was not safe or legal. I want to know your story. Before we really dive in, my name is Cole, I'm a state DOT cop, and if you want to stay squared away as a trucker and protect your CDL, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I drop videos every single week to help you stay compliant, safe, and most of all, keep rolling. Let's get into it. So FMCSA's Coercion Rule 390.6 prohibits carriers, brokers, or shippers from pressuring drivers into violating hours of service, size and weight regulations, hazardous material regulations, and driver fitness and safety rules. So if your dispatch has ever told you, well, just run it anyway, and it means that you're going to be breaking federal regs, then that's coercion, and yep, you guessed it, it is illegal. So I want you all to be honest with me. How many times have you heard the words, just this once, run it anyway? Smash that like button if that sounds very familiar to you. So quick story, let's say you've got about 30 minutes left on the clock, but dispatch throws you a load that's say 3 hours away, and they tell you, hey, just get started, no one's gonna check. If you actually do that, you're the one that's liable, not them. But if you refuse, you are and will be protected by law. You can actually file a coercion complaint with FMCSA if this were to ever happen to you. FMCSA fines carriers up to $16,000 per case of coercion, and repeat offenders risk losing all of their operating authority. You ever pull into a shipper and realize, like, wait, the load is way over actual or gross weight, and you just know that you're gonna get nailed at the first scale house that you stop at, and the shipper says, don't worry, just roll, the cops won't care. The reality is, like I said before, you're going to get that violation, not the shipper. Overweight tickets can hit $1,000 plus per violation. I've seen overweight tickets as big as $15,000, and these things can affect your CSA score, your insurance, and even your CDL in some repeat cases. Remember, you are within your rights as a driver to refuse unsafe loads. You are gonna be okay. Tell me in the comments, what is the heaviest overweight ticket you've ever seen, got, or heard of? The bottom line is, once that trailer leaves the yard, it's your CDL, your truck, your record, and you're the captain of that ship. Nobody else is gonna stand beside you at that scale house when you're getting in trouble beside you. Here's a reminder that many of y'all drivers need to know. A carrier cannot fire or retaliate against you as a trucker for refusing an illegal load without risking whistleblower protection. And that is a hard fact that y'all need to know. Now, there are many ways to refuse safely, and I'm going to talk about that. The first thing is going to be to document everything. Write down everything that, dispatch said, the company owner said. Save all emails, text, and every line of communication. Two is just going to be to stay professional with it. You can say things like, hey, I can't legally run that load without violating hours of service and or weight laws. Three, you can even offer solutions. You can say, hey, I can pick it up tomorrow when I actually have hours left. Here's a knowledge bomb for you. Retaliation protection exists under Surface Transportation Assistance Act, or better known as STAA. If you're fired for refusing, you can file a complaint with OSHA. And I've heard of many drivers doing this before and winning. Quick question for you. Have you actually ever refused a load? And did your company back you up or did they threaten you? Drop it below. I want to see how many truckers are legally standing up for themselves out here. When I say things like refuse the load calmly, think about why I might say that. If you don't really have any record of your company trying to coerce you to take a load, how's that going to stand up in court or when you file that complaint? So example one, your shipper or the company tells you or they are trying to coerce you to take a load. You freak out right away on the phone nonetheless and say, no, I'm not doing this. This isn't right. Click, I'm done. And then they decide to go ahead and try to terminate you. If you try to take that to court without any adequate evidence of what led up to that, it's not really going to work, and I've seen how that plays out. So that's why I say calmly refuse and make sure you have everything on record. Having emails and text and voice recordings and everything like that is key when it comes to situations like this. And this refusal to drive unsafe trucks doesn't even just go for loads. I have seen it where guys have literally pulled into the scale house and said, hey, all of my tires are bald. I can't even stay on the road completely. I'm telling my company about all these issues with the trucks. They're not fixing anything and they're telling me to just keep running the loads. So you heard that correctly. People are actually pulling into us and asking us for an inspection, please, to put them out of service so that the company will finally get in trouble for whatever it is that they've been doing. And companies like this usually have a very rough time to begin with. So I did end up inspecting this guy. I did put him out of service because he had 2 flat tires and he had 2 tires that were almost completely completely bald and the cords were showing. I then had a conversation with him and pretty much told him, hey, document everything, hard copy on what's been going on with your company and take it to go file a formal complaint. You can also do this anonymously, so they're not going to go back to the company and tell you that this driver said all this stuff. So that gives people usually a little boost of confidence, just for the retaliation's sake. So if you've ever been just put in unsafe driving conditions in general, even when it comes to equipment on the truck, you can also file complaints against the company. If they want you to drive with bald tires, crappy equipment that's unsafe, trailers that are falling apart completely, you can go ahead and make a complaint against them, or do what that clever fellow did and drive into an inspection station and ask for a full DOT inspection and let them know all about the company. Because sooner or later that company is going to be investigated or heavily audited. And that's really what we are fighting for here. All these super unsafe trucks and super unsafe companies need to get audited and either fixed or they need to get out of here. I know many people say that, oh man, I see so many messed up trucks on the road, and unfortunately I do too. Even when I'm off duty I see it, but we can't catch everything, right? Like, you can't catch every messed up truck on the road. I personally try my best. My coworkers, they personally try their best, because when we're at details, we're not looking to see, you know, shining brand new great looking trucks just to get easy inspections. We are looking for the stuff, right? We are looking for those obvious safety violations to try to get them off the road. And that's how we sometimes run into drivers that say, hey, the company won't fix anything. So again, that's a very important part of protecting your job and protecting your CDL as well. Because let's say you're driving for a company that's not good safety wise and it's during DOT Blitz week, you're going to be in some pretty nasty trouble. You'll be sitting on the side of the road out of service, and we don't want that. If this content is giving you great value so far, go ahead and hit that like button, because it really helps to push and reach more people, more truckers like yourself who need to know their rights. Back to it. HazMat load refusal. Let's talk about it. If HazMat is not properly labeled, secured, or placarded, again, you're on the hook if you haul it. Even if you knew something was off but you chose not to say anything and you took it anyway, if you get stopped, it's going to be on you. DOT fines for HazMat can reach tens of thousands of dollars. For example, carrying serious HazMat without any placards can equal almost $80,000 in fine every single day. And that's per the FMCSA penalty schedule. I've seen owner-operators who are fantastic human beings pressured into hauling totes of chemicals with no placards. And guess who pays the price when DOT cracks down? Those owner-operators do, not the shippers. Now let's kind of recap what to do if you are coerced. Flat out. Refuse the load and calmly document it. File a coercion complaint at the National Consumer Complaint Database. And if retaliation happens, file a complaint with OSHA. My truckers, the law is literally on your side. Use it. At the end of the day, no load is worth your CDL, your livelihood, or your life in general. The freight can wait all day, your career can't. What's the craziest excuse a dispatcher ever gave you to get you to try to break the law? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading all of these. So now you know. You do have the right to flat out refuse unsafe or illegal loads out here. And don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Again, if you got value from this video, don't forget to subscribe, because I got videos coming every single week. And they're going to help you stay compliant, pass inspections, save money, and protect your CDL. As always, stay safe, keep rolling.